This video is long division of polynomials. Here we go. So we're going to divide long division from when we're in middle school or elementary school. So this becomes 4,352 divided by 24. So we're going to divide that out. So 4 does not go into 24, but 43 does go into 24. So 24 goes into 43 one time, so this becomes a 1 on top. So 24 times 1 is 24. And then we're going to subtract. So if we take 24 minus 24, that's 19, and we'll bring down the 5. So we have 195 now. So 195 divided by 24 is 8. And then we're going to do 8 times 24, and then we're going to get 192. And then we have our 3. We're going to bring down our 2. So we have 32, and then 24. 24 goes into 32 one time. So that makes that a 24. So, and our remainder is 8. That's kind of hard to see a little bit, so I'm going to write in a darker pen. So the first thing we did was we found our number. The second thing we did is we multiplied after we found it. Third thing that we did is we subtracted. And then we're going to repeat until we are done through this entire set. And then our fourth and our last thing is we do our remainder. Okay, so those are our steps that we're going to use, and we're going to go back to this. So here we go. We have this long division problem, and then we're going to write it out. Our x cubed plus 5x squared minus 7x plus 2 divided by x minus 2. So we look at our first term, we have x cubed, and then we want to divide it by x. So off to the side, we're going to do x cubed divided by x. Well, that ends up being x squared. So we're going to put this value above the x squared. You want to line them up what they would belong to. So we have x squared goes here. So we have x squared, and we're going to multiply the x squared by the x minus 2. So this becomes x squared times x. We're going to multiply this out, so that becomes x cubed, and then x squared minus 2 is minus 2x squared. And we're going to subtract. So the first thing we did is we found our number by dividing it out. We multiplied it out, which is right here, and then now we're going to subtract it. So we're going to subtract this. These will cancel. They will always cancel. If they don't, then you did something wrong. So we're going to subtract this. So 5 minus a negative 2 makes that a positive 7x squared minus 7x plus 2. I'm going to bring down the 7x and the 2. So then now my front term is the 7x squared, and we're dividing that by x. You don't have to do this off to the side every time. I'm just doing it for the first couple just so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to add 7x over here. So 7x, we're going to multiply that out here, so that's 7x squared. 7x times negative 2 is negative 14x, and we're going to subtract them. These cancel. Remember, this is subtraction, so that makes that really an addition sign, so that's 7x plus 2, bringing down that 2. So we have 7x and the x, so 7x divided by x is 7, so that makes that a plus 7. We're going to multiply this out. Those cancel. This is subtraction, so that really makes that addition, so that's 16. So our remainder is 16 over x minus 2, and that's how we write it. So our final answer is x squared plus 7x plus 7 plus 16 over x minus 2. And that's how to write our answer. The only difference on the one to the right is this one, the first coefficient is a 3. So we would write this out as 3x cubed plus 2x squared plus x minus 4 divided by x plus 3. All right, you need to have that done before class tomorrow, and I'm going to be checking that. I'm not going to do this right here. You can do that. If you want, go ahead and pause the video so you can work on that, or just do it when the video is over, and that's fine too. Okay, so down here we have two other kinds. So we have x to the 4th plus 4x cubed plus, well, we have a 4th power, a 3rd power. We don't have a squared power, so instead of leaving it, we have to put a space holder here because we're going to need this space later. So it's plus 0x squared plus 16x minus 35. And we're going to divide that out by x plus 5. So now we're going to do it the same way that we did this one up here. The only difference is we had that space holder. So we'll go ahead and do this. This is x cubed. So x cubed times x is x to the 4th plus 5x cubed. We're subtracting these values, so those will cancel. 4 minus 5 is negative 1x cubed, and then we're going to bring down the rest of this. Now we have a negative x cubed in the front, so this becomes a minus x squared. So x squared times x is negative x cubed. Negative x times 5 is negative 5x squared. Those will cancel. These are subtractions, so that's really addition. So it's 5x squared plus 16x minus 35. So now our front term that we have is now 5x squared. So 5x squared divided by x becomes 5x. So we're going to put that above our x term. So this is plus 5x. And then we're going to multiply it out again. So 5x times x is 5x squared plus 25x. And then we're subtracting these. So when we subtract these, this becomes negative 9x minus 35. We're going to multiply this out. So this becomes a negative 9. So negative 9 times x is negative 9x minus 45. Well, this is really subtraction that makes those additions. So our remainder is 10. So we have a plus 10 over x plus 5. If this was a negative sign, we would put minus on the outside. And then that is our answer. And there's your stars for you like I did yesterday. Okay. Now on the right, the difference is now instead of a binomial, it is a trinomial. You do it the exact same way. So instead of multiplying by 2 things, you're multiplying by 3 things. So we have the 5x to the 4th minus 2x cubed minus 7x squared. We don't have an x term, so we have to put 0x minus 39. And we're going to divide that out. And this is x squared plus 2x minus 4. Then we have 5x to the 4th divided by x squared. That becomes 5x squared. So I'm going to put that above my x squared term. That way they are lining up. So I'm going to multiply this out. So 5x squared times x squared is 5x to the 4th. Then I'm multiplying by the next term here, which is 10x cubed. And then 5x squared times negative 4 is negative 20x squared. These will cancel. And once again, I'm subtracting. So this is like negative 2 minus 10. So that's negative 12x cubed plus 13x squared plus 0x minus 39. It's 13x because this is really a positive. Negative makes a positive. So now I have negative 12x cubed here. So then I need a negative 12x here. So negative 12x times x squared is negative 12x cubed. Multiply negative 12 times 2x, negative 24x squared. And then that's a positive 48x. These will cancel. These are really subtractions, so I'm going to change the signs. So this becomes 37x squared minus 48x minus 39. And then our last number here is a 37. So we're going to add 37. So 37x squared. And then that is plus 74x minus 148. So then that becomes negative 122x minus 109. So my answer is 5x squared minus 12x plus 37. And then this is the remainder. We're going to have a negative out here. So it's negative 122x plus 109. Because I'm pulling a negative out, and a negative makes a positive. So this makes this a plus sign. And then we're going to put it over what we started with, which is x squared plus 2x minus 4. And so this right here is our answer. Okay. For your assignment, for your little mini test, there are only 2 problems to do, so it's not like I'm overloading you with a bunch of problems tonight. So do those 2 problems before you come to class, and then as well as this problem up here that we did not complete. So, thanks.